The country is abuzz with new survey data showing that the numbers of Christians have been dropping precipitously over the past 7 or 8 years. But what is to blame for this change? Well, Bill O'Reilly and Rush Limbaugh have theories. First, let's go to Billo.
On the religious front, another poll, very provocative. According to a Pew Research study of more than 35,000 American adults, Christianity's on the decline. So what's happening? There's no question that people of faith are being marginalized by a secular media and pernicious entertainment. The rap industry, for example, often glorifies depraved behavior, and that sinks into the minds of some young people, the group that is most likely to reject religion. Also, many movies and TV shows promote non-traditional values. Truth is, if you are a person of faith, the media generally thinks you are a loon.
No, Bill, we think you're a loon.
He's a loon.
There's a big difference. What a wonderful jackass. Okay, to think that the enormous trend in people abandoning religion, that is worldwide, and it's already happened in Europe, it's happening now. It is such an enormous macro trend. To think that that is being swayed completely by rap music.
It's mostly Drake, I think, typically.
Well, maybe that's what Drake was referring to. Atheists. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
We started from the depths of hell, in fact.
That's right.
And now we're on your doorstep.
I mean, first of all, the absurdity of blaming it on rap music, and by the way, don't think that it's not partly, at least, hence blaming black people. If it wasn't for them, well, we would have all had a lot of faith. No.
That's why there are no black religious people in this country. There are no churches of enthusiastically Christian black people in this country.
If only we could find
moron, Bill O'Reilly.
Anyway, but that's a minor point. So, like, look, we had Godfather. It's not like that wasn't incredibly violent. We had Scarface. That was incredible. I mean, we had Cowboys and Indians. We've had the war movies. Yeah. Our entire entertainment has been structured around that kind of war and violence for a long, long time. The Bill O'Reillys of the world didn't complain about it in the past. It didn't drive people to become less Christian in the past. Now, all of a sudden, there's a portion of entertainment that is perhaps just as violent, but with a different tinge, cultural tinge, and that's it, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, really fast, if you believe that showing this graphic violence on TV drives people away from the church, maybe you could ask other people on your channel to stop showing ISIS propaganda and execution videos.
Okay, now, but to the larger point, Bill, you've been right all along. I mean, that's the great irony. He talked about these culture wars, and for 13 years on this show, I've been saying, they're right, the conservatives are right, there are culture wars. I'm coming to get them. I'm a non-believer. I think their religion is ridiculous and incredibly harmful. Yeah. And I'm not alone. There's a ton of us. Some of us even disagree on some things, right? So, I hear, right? But we are amassing an army. Yeah. In a lot of ways, it's online, right? And we are engaging in that culture war. And the other thing he's right about is he's always been saying, oh, my hair's on fire. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. You're right, Bill. You're going to lose. We're going to win. Because we have an enormous advantage, and it's not Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Our advantage is that the facts are on our side. If you sprinkle goat blood in every corner of the temple, it doesn't do a fucking thing.
Yeah, it's worth trying, but it doesn't necessarily help.
There is no seven-headed dragon in Bravos, in Valeria, or in the real world. There is one in the New Testament. It's made up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, so that army you're talking about, there's no question that it is going to destroy America. According to Bill O'Reilly, he continues with his crazy theory in this clip.
The prevailing wisdom, especially among young Americans, is whatever's good for me is good, period. The overall good be damned. Pardon the pun. Any student of history knows that when a nation turns inward towards the pursuit of individual gratification, the country's in trouble. Rome, the best example. The citizens there ultimately rejected sacrificing for their republic, I should say, and the empire collapsed. Talking Points believes the same thing is happening in America today, but it can be fixed if the electorate finally wakes up. Although the Founding Fathers wanted freedom of religion, they did not want a secular nation. That's clear in the writings of Jefferson and Madison. The founders believing that a strong moral code put forth by religion protects people from harm and avarice. Adding it all up, there's no question the country is changing for the worse. And that's why the upcoming election is perhaps the most important presidential vote in our lifetime.
There's so many things wonderfully wrong about that. Let's get started. First of all, a pun be damned. The pun, sorry about the pun. No, as John was saying during the clip, he wrote it down in his teleprompter.
Yeah, it was literally there. He didn't just say it.
And you could see it in his face how happy he was about it. I mean, what are you watching, the Young Turks?
We like puns. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And he's like, be down. Okay. Anyway, all right, on to important things. The founding fathers didn't want this country to be secular, he said. Well, they had a funny way of showing it by making America literally the first country to ever be secular. In fact, that's the point of the First Amendment, and in other parts of the Constitution as well, where we say we shall not establish a religion. There shall be no test for any religion for public office. It's a curious way of not making it, secular. Yeah. I believe that's the heart of making it secular. Jefferson didn't believe in the Bible so much, he tore out most of the pages of the Bible. There's something called the Jefferson Bible, where Jefferson would go in and go, yeah, that's nonsense, whoosh, rip it out, crumple it up and throw it in the garbage. And he tore out most of the Bible. How is that guy a Christian who wanted to build a Christian nation?
He was just helping the Bible slim down, trim up, He needed to modernize in that way.
Original liposuction.
Exactly.
Right. And so if they wanted to make it a Christian nation, here's how they could have done it. This is a Christian nation. That's what they would have wrote in the Constitution, but they didn't. They wrote the exact opposite.
Yes.
They said this is not ruled by any particular religion. And it's funny, he also quotes Jefferson, because Jefferson later, when he was president, said, this is in no way a Christian nation.
Those words literally.
Literally. And he even talked about how we were open to Mohammedans.
Yes.
Okay, something that I'm pretty sure Bill O'Reilly wouldn't agree with.
I want to choke him every time he says, talking points is of the belief that you're the only person.
Points?
You're the only talking points. It's you jackass.
Okay.
Crucifixion is of the belief that you are a jackass. No, it's just a word on a screen. It's not real. And by the way, he's so wrong the way he attacks young people. He says that they're just in it for themselves. If it's good for me, then I'll support it. No, all the young people that are supporting, say, gay marriage don't want to get gay married. It's not good for them. It's good for everyone who's going to be benefited by it. It's good for the country. They're being empathic in that way. That's what he hates about it, is Republicans are only for gay marriage after they discover, lo and behold, this whole time they have been gay, and now they want to get gay married. Then suddenly that's what you're talking about there. I looked up one other thing. He says that religion is the only thing that can protect us against harm and avarice. And so I went to dictionary.com. Avarice defined as insatiable greed for riches, miserly desire to gain and hoard wealth. Yeah, religion's constantly attacking that in America.
And finally, from that clip, he said the next election is so important. Hey, Bill, wrong again, Bill. Okay, this has nothing to do with elections. This has to do with people waking up to the fact that religion is fanciful, not true mythology of the past. So the election is irrelevant. If the Republicans win, it's not like the country is going to magically become more religious. If you look at the poll that Pew did, the study that they did, every generation is far more non-religious than the next. The millennials are hugely non-religious, and it has nothing to do with an election.
Yeah.
And
they have to say that every time. It's always the most important election ever.
Now, I can't help but say actually one more thing about because all of his comments were so wrong. They always say like, the Rome fell apart when they started going away from Christianity. Wait a minute, the Roman Empire was built before Christianity. So now they became Christian later, but they built the Roman Empire as we know it when they were not Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, the Greek Empire, not Christian. The Mongol Empire, not Christian. Ottoman Empire, not Christian. Persian Empire, not Christian. Egyptian Empire, not Christian.
Allegedly.
Chinese Empire, not Christian. Apparently you can build great empires without being Christian.
There's also, we got to point out, there's a strong strain of like jingoistic, like they stopped sacrificing for the country. So you kids who won't go into the military and go die in some foreign sand dune, you're the reason the country is going down.
Yeah.
I think, and also, by the way, it's the most old man I think I've ever seen O'Reilly. He literally said, the country is getting worse. And get off my lawn.